When I say that like wokeism is a disease and a cult, there is stuff that is out there, and I'm doing a standalone video on it later today because it's just so disturbing. This is an individual who recently, I'm not going to, I don't know if I'm going to show that part of the video, but recently celebrated having a double mastectomy as part of his biological change. I just want to, this is the person consenting to those surgeries. Okay.
Goodness.
This is, again, it's like, it's not, I can't make fun of it.
Oh my, so they actually have a TikTok account for this person that they are just running and speaking for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Exploiting.
And now this video.
Oh no. This is awful.
Okay, like I hesitate even showing it, but it is so, like, you have to see it to understand how demonic. Yeah. How, what is now again, I'm gonna give you the context. The woman is a trans activist, allegedly. The content is done by Maria J. Leroy, a Minneapolis-based 19-year-old who changed her name to Micah Leroy. The woman has an extremely woke anti-Trump activist mother. I suspected dad is probably not around. Mara is also surrounded by others who record videos and photos of her medical and surgical transition for social media. Leftist Minnesota State Representative Alicia, Alicia Kozlow, has met with Mara and her mother in a post celebrating the eradication of, laws that discriminate. I'm going to go to Gothix first and then Melonie. Thoughts?
The whole thing is demonic. Okay. And if people get mad at me when I say this, my hard line is this should have never been done even for adults. Because you're denying reality. And that in itself tells me that there is something internally messed up where you're seeking some identity that doesn't exist. Like, you are who you are. So the whole thing is demonic. Now, to the point of this individual who clearly has a disability going through this transition, what's even worse about it is when you identify as trans and you go through like the surgical procedures, you're essentially becoming a lifelong customer for the pharmaceutical industry. So now on top of their disabilities, you have the added stuff that would come if you had all these surgeries, which is, I mean, it's terrible. And how can you even say this person can consent? Like, what does that even look like? What does that sound like? I think this is a very narcissistic thing that the mom is doing. I think a lot of people who co-sign on this stuff, they're looking for purpose themselves. And so they can give themselves applause for helping someone find their true identity. It's all evil.
I mean, not to make it worse, but I mean, it's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like, here you have somebody in the background filming it all. Now, maybe this person is, what's the word? Like, they have some sort of disability where they're nonverbal and they can communicate fine with like some sort of text to speech thing or where they use their eyes to type or whatever the case is. Melonie, thoughts?
I mean, I think the fact that they have social media accounts for this person and that they're exploiting her and using her for this perverted, degenerate movement is just awful. It's unthinkable. And gosh, I can't even wrap my head around how disgusting and how just evil. Absolutely evil, demonic. Like Gothix said, this is demonic. And I don't know how people can see stuff like this and think, okay, wait a minute. Evil does exist in this world. And it's not just humans being, it's human it's not just, okay, humans being a little bit of a jerk or whatever. Some people are jerks. No, this is actual evil.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the doctor that did this should go to prison.
Oh, I agree. And the guardians, the caretakers.
Yeah, the guardians should not be, the guardians should not have conservatorship or whatever it is over this individual. The doctor, like, isn't, rule number 1, do no harm. Like, you're giving, let's say they aren't mentally handicapped. Like many people believe anybody who's transitioning is. You're still you're giving a healthy woman a double mastectomy. I think that should be a crime.
Yep.
But I don't know. Like, I am filled with such a, it's like when you see somebody, being mean to their pet. I don't mean to I don't want to disparage this handicapped person, but it's like, when I watch this, I'm like, I want to hurt people that are doing this to this individual. Like, and again, maybe this person just has some sort of nonverbal, like, they can't talk and they actually believe in all this stuff and they believe, I mean, is this what we really need to be worrying about? This person's got clear physical and mental disabilities. Are we really worried about whether or not they have their gender affirming surgeries?
Yeah.
Like,
here's the thing. I'm going to get on my soapbox.
By the way,
really quickly.
Looking much better now that you have it looks like you might have a grounded outlet in your.
I have a grounded outlet. I couldn't get my really nice 360 cam to work, so I'm using the Brio, which I hate. So at least I got the mic.
It looks good though.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Okay, this is precisely why you don't want a godless society, because here's the reality. Objectively speaking, if we're being honest, everyone appeals to authority. Okay, so your highest authority should be God. If not, it's going to be man. So you said, what about do no harm? Well, what happens when man decides to rewrite the definition of harm? What does that entail? That's all subjective. So if we're going by man's standard, you end up with stuff like this. There has to be something that transcends human opinion for you to say this is objectively wrong, because to these people, it's healthcare. And it's going to be harmful if they don't have this trans-affirming care.
Gothix, you've been such a great addition to the show. I'm so glad that we have
you. Is it because I'm black?
That's part of it. It helps.
Like I get two. It's like I get 2 points, but no, I appreciate your principal take. Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's very easy to say do no harm. Well, it's harming her by not having her gender affirmed. So we need to do this surgery. People can talk themselves into anything, but like, I don't understand. Like, everybody who's filming this, by the way, this is her parents, of course.
Oh, she looks I know. She looks like she needs carrying a little points.
Bit. Yeah, yes.
Oh my gosh, physiognomy just doesn't lie. The thing is, though, it's like, if you really and
like,
talking
what are
about
they doing?
These kind of surgeries, is it's like, I don't care, even if somebody is completely mentally sound, if they said, you know what, my arm, I don't like it anymore, it's making me uncomfortable in my body, I want to go to the doctor and have it amputated. Like, then that would be insane for a doctor to amputate a healthy arm. It would be immoral.
They would refuse.
Yeah, they would refuse, and rightfully so. So why is it that people are able to get their mutilated, their body parts, healthy breasts completely removed, and like the genital surgeries just mutilated? It's like, this shouldn't even, I don't care if it's an adult who says they want to get it done. Doctors shouldn't be able to perform these things, and morally should refuse to do it, and not even have to be limited to just say, wow, that's insanity. I'm not cutting off your wiener.
Yeah. Yeah. I just think this is a type of stuff that the Nazi doctors would do.
Yeah.
You know, like unironically.
Yeah.
You know, they would take people who were mentally handicapped and do all sorts of stuff to them. They would take Jews and do all sorts of stuff to them. They would take, you know, and by the way, it wasn't just Jews that they did that kind of stuff to, you know. So like demons are real.
Yep.
It's a real thing. It's you know, I don't know. They walk among us. I can't see this video and think anything other than that.
Well, what does it say in the Bible? That the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He's a deceiver. And if you think about it, as far as the experimentation goes with the whole doctor Nazi Germany stuff, the whole trans ideology is an experiment in the sense of, okay, how many people will actually agree to this lie that men can become women and women can be men?
Right.
If it's a vast majority of the population, then the people who are pulling the strings can easily look at society and be like, oh, wow, they're so gullible, they will eat up whatever we throw at them. And that should concern people.